My department in HS works on improvement on safety and quality in healthcare and builds CPD programs, continuing professional development programs. Previous speakers were talking about ways to improve quality and safety in healthcare. My talk will focus about that question: what connection here, what collaboration between effective use intervention to improve professional practice and French CPD program built by HS. First, I'd like to talk about a few words about the history of CPD in France. History of CPD in France is a long way, a complicated long way. For a long time, CME and APP were only ethical rules. It's the number 11 of French Code of Ethics. In 1996, a law makes CME mandatory. In 2004, a new law makes APP mandatory. So there were two separate systems, APP and CME. And it's only on 2009 that a new law named Hospital, Patient, Health and Territories that creates CPD instead of CME and APP. And it's only this year that state decrees allow implementation of CPD in France. Now, look about some details, important details about APP in France. In France, APP is not a normative approach. It's not a control, not an exam, not credentialing. In France, APP is a formative approach to improve professional practice and favor use of guidelines and integrate quality and safety in daily practice. And for CPD, it's the same thing, the same principle. So CPD in France is larger than APP and CME and contains improvement of knowledge, analysis of professional practice, improvement of quality and safety in healthcare, priorities of public health, and medical control of health spending. It's an individual obligation in the continuous approach, and it's an obligation for all health professionals, physician, dentist, chemist, midwife, nurse, and all paramedics. So, CPD in France new this year is like that, with three components. One is improvement of knowledge, one is analysis of professional practice, and one to measure and monitoring action. So the question for a health professional is how to do my CPD? And the answer is by involvement every year in a CPD program. This CPD program is collective, not individual, annual or multi-year, and consistent with the national or regional focus. Is offered by a registered organization of CPD, constituted by a medical board and not by HS, and include method, procedure, intervention, validated by HS. So this year, now, CPD in France is a mix of existing activities like CME in blue, classical activities, conference, guideline, reminder, course, seminars, and activities like IPP in yellow, peer review, discussion groups, mortality and morbidity conference, and so. And all with measure and monitoring indicators. But in the future, we will like to build integrated CPD program using formative and professional approach So, targeted and customized to clinical situation, multifaceted, promoting teamwork, feedback, interactivity, clinical pathway, and built with health professionals and patients themselves. So, this future integrated CPD program, we need to use efficient intervention to improve professional practice, like EPOC group found, but also intervention to improve patient safety and risk management. For example, Gafferi in New England said that the management of major complication in inpatient surgery was the main cause of the variation of surgical mortality. Also, intervention to improve team working. Naily, for example, in JAMA, showed that participation into a medical team training program lower surgical mortality. And new technologies like internet-based learning or technology use simulation. Cook in JAMA said in the two meta-analysis that these new technologies showed positive effect on professional practice. So we need collaboration to build this program with effective intervention and valid knowledge. This collaboration should allow to building CPD program valid, that is with ability to translate what is important to analyze and evaluate, feasible, that is with integration in daily exercise, simple, easy to implement, and effective with ability to improve the quality and safety of healthcare. So the main concern for HS is to promote and use what exists and works, not to complicate the device, and complement what exists with patient safety and risk management, integrated program, and promote multidisciplinary program. So in conclusion, HS is working about a professional and valid approach of CPD. Professional means based on professional practice, because the only people who can truly improve the work are the people doing the work. Thanks for your listening.